PowerTalk Productions presents Dr. B, the ultimate legacy builder. PowerTalk is a movement, not just a show. Join us to explore life's challenges, share success stories, and uncover profit secrets from top experts and innovators. Get inspired, gain confidence, and elevate your business and life. Dare to be you and step into your greatness with PowerTalk. Thanks for connecting with Dr. B. Let's create a lasting legacy together.
Everybody, I am Dr. B. I am here with Facturando Tu Historia, and which means profit from your story, in Radio Metroplex, the capital of shows, sports, and entertainment. And we are Latinos in this show. So welcome. With me today, I have I think I consider him a friend, someone who's been part of my son's life journey, and I want to welcome him. His name is Danny Alvarez. Welcome to Radio Metroplex. Thank you for being here and saying yes. It really means a lot to me that you're here, because what I'm doing at Facturando Tu Historia means that we're profiting from our struggles, and so that we can inspire other people that are going through some type of chaos, and we motivate them and we tell them, like, you know what, we went through it, and what we did, we took advantage of it, and you can do it too, you know. So today, first of all, if you can tell us who you are, tell us your titles that you've gotten, because people want to know you.
Okay. And, well, again, Danny Alvarez. I'm originally from Saginaw, Michigan. I moved in 2001. I transferred from the General Motors plants up there to the one right here on Abrams. During that time, I was training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and working on getting my black belt. I spent 6.5 years at this plant here before I took the buyout that they were given. And there was a very last one, and I used that buyout money to start my business, to get started. So paid all of my bills off for a year and took another chunk and bought mats and did all that stuff and got going. And then yeah, I mean, it's just been this has been 15 years now that I've been open. Yeah, 15 years that I started it, because I started in my garage. I cleaned out the garage, put some cheap mats down, some puzzle mats and some, you know, kind of like what George and them were doing. And that's it. And I was just like, I really, really, you know, want to do this, you know. So I was like, I gotta get ready to just leave General Motors, and I don't want to retire in the plant like my grandfather and my father did, which I'm grateful, but that's just not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to build those trucks. So took the buyout, and then just started building little by little. I'm on my 5th location. So the garage, went to a gymnastics facility, finally leased a space, leased a bigger space, and then we're at where we're at now. So it's like five locations. So during that time, competing, traveling the world, there's their adult division in Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and then there's your master's division, which is basically like 30 and above. And so in that division, I've had 3 gi world titles and 5 no gi world titles, and I've won in Japan, Portugal, Brazil, Sao Paulo, Rio, Australia, and so yeah, I've been France, you know, Rome, you know, Paris Open, those kind of things. So I've competed all over the place, and I'm just now, you know, giving that kind of experience, or sharing what I've learned through those experiences with my students.
Right. Yeah. Now, what is it that inspired you? Like, was there some type of struggle that made you say, you know what, I'm just going to go after what I want because of this?
Well, I think if I go back a little bit, it was in Michigan. I just remember, like, I just wasn't happy there for some reason. It's a small town. It's a very small town. Grateful for being there, growing up there, born and raised, but something was missing, and I'm like, man, I just got to get out of here, So I came down here for vacation for like a week, and I'm looking out the window here, but Six Flags and all this stuff. I was like, wow, this is a nice place. Like Arlington's a really nice place, Hurricane Harbor, and you got, all the sports and all this stuff. And I'm a big sports fan. So I'm like, man, if I get a chance to move down there, I'd love to do that. And when I got back from vacation, they said, oh, well, that plant's taking transfers. And so I was like, let me go up to the front and put in my application. They probably won't call my name or whatever. And they're like, yeah, no, that takes years to get, blah, blah, blah. They sent me a letter in the mail and said I had to report to this plant 3 weeks later. Oh, wow. I mean, it was fast. It was like fast. I was like, I can't believe that. Like, I have a decision to make. Like, I grew up here. All my family's here. Everyone's here. And, this is an opportunity to move. And so I just remember looking out the window like, man, I'm just going to take this jump. I just wasn't happy. So I took it and I moved, and they helped me move and helped me buy a house. And then the second part to that was I just wasn't happy working at General Motors here. I was like, I just can't do another 20 years doing this stuff that I'm not happy with. So they were offering the buyout, and I'm like, I took that first leap, I'm gonna take this other leap and just see what happens. And that was it. So it was really just a gut feeling of just saying, I just wasn't happy being at home. I just wasn't happy doing what I was doing for a living. I was making great money, had great insurance. I was providing for my family, but it just wasn't what I was happy doing. You know what I mean? I just didn't want to spend the rest of my life wondering what if I would have took that opportunity, and you know what I mean, and then just spent the next 20 years working with a plant. So that really was the internal struggle of how I got started. It's just something in there was just like, you're meant to do something else. You need to go do something else. And so back then there was no like social media like there is now. There was no books and all this resources that you have now to kind of help push you that way. Like this radio station, like this, what you're doing here. It was just me. That's it, and that was it. And it just so far it's been working out pretty good.
That's really good. And for those of you that are listening, like sometimes we go through struggles, we go through chaos, and we're trying to figure out how do we get out of it, and he just took a faith of leap. Like he just did it and he went for it. And sometimes we live in fear and people don't do it because there's fear, there's doubt, there's uncertainties. What would you recommend people to do when they want to take that faith of leap?
Bet on yourself is one of the things that I heard is bet on yourself. I just feel like that's what a lot of people don't do. Like the thought is there, like the belief is there, like I think I can do this, but it's just like, all in, chips on the table. Like I gotta see if I can make this work. Bet on yourself to me is like the biggest thing, and that's just what I've been doing ever since. It's just like, and I've been doing other things in my personal life, just taking some other chances with some things, and it's like easier because I've took those other chances, right? And they've worked. It's, you see other people doing things and they're just like you, except for they took a decision to do something about it. They took action, and it that's what got me to do it. It's just like, you know what, I'm gonna bet on myself and see how far I can go. And like same thing with jiu-jitsu and competition. Like, what if I get on this plane and go to Japan and lose? What if I go to Portugal and lose? What if I go to Brazil and lose? What if I go to Australia and lose? And it's like, well, what if I win? Right? What if I win? What if I do all this work and it does work out? What then? So I want to know what that feeling's like. I want to know what the other side of fear is like. And that's just that's where it's got me so far. It's like, man, I've taken all these chances. It's easier and easier to do more, taking more chances like that. So yeah, I would say to bet on yourself,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big thing that he's talking about, that you need to bet on yourself. And not only that, but I always tell my sons, like, you have to face the monster, right?
Mhm.
Like, you have to face your fears, open the closet and
Mhm.
just face it head on. And how about if you win, right?
Mhm.
And then the other thing, if you do lose, like I tell my sons, because I know that's the experience that they're having, just when you're competing, it's having that championship mindset,
Mhm.
that you still win even if you lose, because you showed up for yourself. So
Yeah,
how do you feel about that?
I feel like that's right because even if you do lose, you're growing through the process, right? Like you're doing things that you probably wouldn't have done to prepare for whatever you're getting ready to do. And so if you come up short, you're better. Let's use jiu-jitsu for example. Like if you try to win a tournament, well, you got to start eating healthier. You're gonna lose some weight. You're gonna get in better shape. Your cardio is gonna get better. You're gonna look better. You're gonna feel better. Your jiu-jitsu is gonna get better. Like everything's gonna get better. And if you lose, well, okay, well, I've learned in through this process of preparing and getting ready for this. Yeah, I came up short, but I'm getting closer to the next one, right? And then like I'll give you an example. I went to Japan twice for the Asian Open before I won. I mean, that's a long way to go to be to
Right.
lose, right? That's a long flight home to come home with a silver medal or a bronze medal, and then you have to wait for a whole year for it to come back so that you can go back again and try again, and then I win again, and then I lost again. I was
And
like,
you're like,
man,
ah.
I was like, man, I want that gold medal in Japan because it's like the motherland for like jiu-jitsu, besides Brazil, and like I want that. I just want that. And so I went back for the third year and then I won. So I got better each time. I was more acclimated with the country, the process, the flight. I mean, you're not really, that's a long flight. You're not really know how your body's going to react, your weight's going to react. You got to get there, you weigh yourself down, it's hard. And so I learned through that process, okay, this is what it's going to take to get ready. So the jiu-jitsu game was there. It was just preparing to when you get there, how your body reacts and everything like that. And then just like I said, being in that arena 2 times already. When I went for the third time, I was like, I felt normal, right? And the first time you're kind of like looking around, you're just kind of in shock, just kind of in awe, like you're here and getting ready to compete and fight the Japanese, they're just everywhere, they're really good. And, but I got better through that process of losing, which got me to the win, yeah.
Right. So out of this whole, like, when somebody joins jiu-jitsu, what's one of the main, or the first, maybe name 3 top things that they're going to gain from it? I know one is discipline, like you were talking about. Well, but what else?
Yeah, besides discipline, because that's why people come in and say, I'm here to get in better shape. I want more structure. I want more discipline. But I think, at least my program, because every jiu-jitsu program is different, every coach is different. Um, what I've come to try to like build in my students, where I see a lack of, is the mental toughness and just just better health. Man, there's so many people that just come in and they just don't take um, good care of their health. Poor eating habits, poor drinking habit. Just poor everything, right?
Yeah.
And then the mental part, especially nowadays, you just hear a lot about mental health, right? And so me dealing with students on a daily basis and meeting so many different people every day, every week, and then having to like teach them and work with them, you get to hear their stories and what they're going through. And it's trying to show people like learning how to build the mental toughness inside. And that's what jiu-jitsu is supposed to give you. It's supposed to give you that. It's supposed to get you in shape, build mental toughness. And then I want to say that also the third thing, which has nothing to do with jiu-jitsu, but kind of does because you got to pay for it,
Yeah.
is your finances. I've come across so many people that just either never had a credit card or have a bad credit score or never even know like how bad it affects your like future if you want to buy a home, a car, anything. And so my dad and I have helped a lot of people with that part, with the finance things. My dad's kind of like because he's obviously helped me.
Right.
But when it comes to the 2 main things for me is the mental toughness and thank you, the the health part, especially the Mexican culture, man. I see a lot of diabetes, high blood pressure, a lot of just the health is just it's really really tough. I got these kids that come into our jiu-jitsu program, and they're like 9 or 10 years old, but they need like men's medium shirts or large shirts.
Wow.
And they can't do the exercises like jumping jacks or push-ups. And it's like, man, we're setting these kids up for failure. You know what I mean? Like, how are they like they're struggling with these exercises, and they should be able to move their own body weight like that. So that's where I come in.
I think that most of our kids nowadays are by the computer playing, video games, most of them.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we're creating like little couch potatoes where they're sitting, just eating, watching movies, playing games. And so what ages do you have in your gym? And then how do you help these kids come in?
4 and up, because we start them out at age 4. Yeah, we kind of wait for them to get into like pre-K in the classroom setting, because it's kind of hard to teach when the kids have never been in a structured setting and they're just running around all over the place, and then most parents are really lenient on their kids, not a lot of structure and discipline, and then like we're supposed to fix that in 45 minutes or an hour. So that's tough. So that takes time to build, where you got to stand to attention. It's yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. They got to bow on and off the mat. They learn the respect factor. We talk about their grades, helping out with chores at home, listening to their parents the first time, don't slam the door, don't, you know what I mean? Like, we're there to kind of assist the parents also. So it's not just teaching them self-defense and how to handle bullies and stuff like that. It's really how to teaching them to just be, better kids at home, better kids in school, less bullying. And then if they do get bullied, how to handle that situation, if they need to, you know what I mean? Because it's a thing for sure. It's always been a thing. It always will be a thing. And if your kid hasn't been a victim of it yet, they will be at some point. Even as an adult, there's people that just, look for weaker people to pick on. And that's where jiu-jitsu comes in at, to like give you that sense of where you're not walking around like you're Mr. Tough Guy, but there's something about you that people can sense, like, well, maybe not him or her, maybe I should just go on to the next one, because there's something about them, that the way they carry themselves, it's a level of confidence inside, like they probably can take care of themselves, you know what I mean? And that's what we're supposed to give them and help them with. So it's not an overnight thing, but it's something that it takes time to build. Obviously with George and Diego, your sons, I'm sure you've seen a dramatic, over time changes in them, because they started pretty young, and now they're men, So and that's the pleasure I get, is being able to see that process of teenagers coming in, and then, or even kids, because I have some kids that have been with me for 10 years, starting off at 7, 8 years old. Now they're 17, 18 years old, now they're graduating from high school, getting ready to go to college, and they've been with me consistently for all those years, and I've helped them through that process, grow in those particular areas.
I remember threatening my kids, I'm going to tell Mr. Alvarez that you're misbehaving.
Yeah.
When they were younger.
That always works when they're little. Like, I'm gonna tell Coach Alvarez about your grades, and the kids will start crying. Like, I don't tell Coach, because you need another authoritative figure to help you say the same thing you're already saying, right? Because it's one ear and out the other with your kids. But if you have someone else that can, in that same lines, give your kids the same thing, it's gonna, it's like the skies open up. Oh man, Coach told me this. I've been telling you that forever.
The authority to tell your kids how to take the responsibility. So if your parents out there looking for something to help your children, like give them some type of sports, that it's not football or basketball. I mean, you could put them there, because my kids did all sports, but jiu-jitsu really, really changed their lives. And it's still changing their lives constantly, because of the discipline, the mindset, and the heart. They have the passion for what they're doing. I know this martial arts is not only for female, I mean male, but it's for women too. You know.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
do you want to talk about the women?
Yeah, we got a lot of awesome women in our program. Even like little girls, teenagers, and then grown women, 20s, 30s. We just had some join that Julie's 66 and Betsy is 59, I think, and they got about 7, 8 months of jiu-jitsu, something like that in there, and they're in there wrestling with each other, and they go to the 6 a.m. class. And that's tough to get to do that class because it's so early. But they get up Monday, Wednesday, Friday for the 6 a.m. and then they do one evening Thursday class, and they're getting in there, getting after it, and they they love it. The women in there, they're just, it's not like anything else because you have to not going to like the gym and just work out. You put headphones on and you're in your own little world. Yeah, you see other people, but you're not really talking to them and communicating with them. And in jiu-jitsu, you have to partner up with people so you get to know your partner and you get to realize like how much you have in common. You're in a room full of like-minded people, and so the women get in there and they're scrappy. They get in there and get after it, man. And then here's the thing about the ladies that I gotta say is they never ever complain. They never complain. They just always do whatever it is that I ask them to do, whatever how hard the exercises are, how hard practice is. They never complain. It's always the grown men that cry about why we gotta do this, why we gotta do that. Coach, how much more? How is it? And I'm like, you know what I mean? Like it's grown men in there, and it just gets me because it's like, man, these ladies are in here just like so tough. Like they never say anything, and they just line up, bow, and go home like it's nothing. Like, and the guys are just like laying on the mat,
like why?
Yeah, they're just always giving me a headache.
Right. Yeah. Jacqueline says hi. Lucas has a little funny face. So hi, ladies. Thank you for joining us here. And then if you are watching this, even as a replay, go ahead and ask questions or comment anything that you need to. One of the things that Coach Alvarez said that really you should kind of keep in mind, he says, bet on yourself. So are you betting on yourself? Because that's really the question for today. And if not, then you need to. And so that you take that risk and you go after your dreams. Like I tell people, like, dream big. And even if you have to eat it like an elephant, little chunks at a time, then do it rather than not doing it at all,
Yeah, and I would say, because I've seen, so there's people that took the buyout like I did from General Motors, but they didn't really have a plan, or they didn't really prepare or set themselves up to take that leap. They just took it, and it didn't really work out too well for them because they were buying, cars, big screen TVs, furniture, jewelry, purses, like watches. They just mishandled the money. That was a lot of money that we were given, and if you're not disciplined with your finances and your money, and if you don't have the right plan set up, it probably won't work out that well. So I got to throw that part in there. Like, that's you got to bet on yourself, but you got to set yourself up to win, though. You know what I mean? You got it took me a lot of time and a lot of studying, a lot of preparing, because the buyout came 2 years prior before I was eligible for it. So you had to have 10 years in at General Motors. And when it first came out, and they announced it, I only had 8. So I was like, and that's when the wheels started turning. I'm like, man, 10 years in, and I get the full amount. I got to get myself ready for that moment. And so I started studying, some business and some this, that, and 2 years of just preparing for that opportunity. And sure enough, it was the very last one that General Motors offered, and I was able to qualify for it. And it was I got the last one that they gave, and but I was ready to do it. I just didn't just just wing it. I think I'm just gonna go open a business, and not know what I'm doing. I didn't know what I was doing as far as business wise, but I was preparing myself in that process
Yeah,
to lead
the
up to it.
finance.
So it worked up to it. Yeah. So I definitely got to prepare yourself for that.
Absolutely. It's like you never know what's going to happen. So whatever plans you might have or not, like your finances are really important. They say that at least 10 to 20% of your income, you should pay yourself first.
Mhm.
We're always paying bills and paying everybody else but us, and then we stay with nothing. We're living paycheck by paycheck.
Yeah,
So you need to be able to pay yourself first, invest on yourself, like join some type of jiu-jitsu or something,
Mhm.
so that it can help you. ¿Qué dice? Qué bueno consejo. Ajá. Gracias, Jacqueline. Is Patricia still having one? Oh, okay. So, so tell us, like, what would you recommend people to do with jiu-jitsu? Like, where can they find you? Why is it important that they join?
Well, we're in the South Arlington, Mansfield area. We got people that come from all over though, from Crowley, Burleson, Red Oak, Irving. I mean, Addison, Louisville. I'm like,
Wow.
why do you guys drive so far? They're like, man, this is where we want to train. We tried other places and they're not the same. And they literally come from across the city.
Yeah.
It's and so what they're gonna get, the return on investment, is just better health. They're gonna be a better version of themselves, a better person. Their whole family is gonna benefit from it.
Right.
I had a guy come in the other day, and he's like, "Man, it's too much. I can't do it." And then he called back, and he's like, "I'm gonna do it. Like I know it's a little bit far as out of my range, but I'm gonna do it." I just told him, I'm like, "You're not gonna regret it. You're gonna regret not doing it, and what we're gonna give you as a return, as far as your health wise and all the things, the benefits that you're gonna get, you can't repay that. What we're gonna give you, but your family's gonna benefit from it. You're gonna benefit from it. You're gonna be a better person because of that." You know what I mean? Sometimes people think we're like at a pool hall or playing darts or at a bowling alley. You know what I mean? That's not it. That's not what we're doing. It's the furthest thing from that. And so sometimes that's where the friction kind of starts. Like, oh, that's where people think that's what we're doing, and it's like, no, we're there to become a better version of ourselves. Again, not all places are the same, but my place, what I focus on are those particular things. I always tell someone, like, you're always going to become better from the time that you walk in my doors when the time that you leave. You know what I mean? That you're not going to be the same person. If you stay long enough to reap the rewards from what we're doing here.
Right. Yeah. And I have to say, like, if you have children, like, you have to trust him. Like I think my oldest was probably 16, 17 when he started with you.
My dad, I think he ran into him at Office Max.
Yes.
Yes. That was one of the best finds ever. You know what I mean? My dad just happened to give a business card and he came in, and that was one of the best referrals ever right there. Yeah. So I think he was working at Office Max at that time.
He was at Office Max, so he's probably going to turn 16, 17. And my son's 29 now, still with Mr. Alvarez, Coach Alvarez. And my son Diego started a couple of years after, but he was also young, and he's still there with them. So, I mean, it's been an amazing journey for them. Now they want to open up their academy, of course, far away from you, because they're like, we don't want to compete with them. But still, like, contact Coach Alvarez, because it will help your children in so many aspects of their lives. And if you're an adult, it's going to help you with your health, and mindset is huge.
Even the finance part. There's a couple of 30-year-olds in there that we just got to get a credit card. They haven't had one. I'm like, how are you gonna buy a house? So now they got the credit card set up. They're getting their finance in order, and now they're looking to buy a home. And I'm like, well, you weren't gonna get that without your credit. You're gonna have to have a cosigner. You know what I mean? And I don't know how many people you're gonna find in your 30s that come and cosign for the home for you. You know what I mean? So not only better health and stuff like that, but if your finances aren't where they should be, we're going to help you get them where they're at, because that's what I focus on, are those kind of things, like, because it matters. Like it just matters. If you don't have those things in order, that you're going to just, like you said, paycheck to paycheck, struggling. And that's not how we want to live.
No.
You know, we just don't want to live like that. We want to live fruitful and have options. And then if you do want to help people, you can, because you have money to do that. You know,
Exactly.
you have the option to like give to people that that need help, because you have
Wow.
you know, a good income to help with.
And I want to say something for those of you that are listening. I mean, in addition to loving what you love and want to do, like in this case, martial arts, jujitsu. I mean, he's passionate about it. I'm sure it's giving you finance. You're profiting it from your business. And not only that does he profit, but then he contributes and gives back to the community. I've seen him donate tons and tons of turkeys during Thanksgiving. He also does toy drives, and so it's about doing what you love, being what you're passionate about, and then giving back to the community. So I think, tell us more, like, why do you do that?
Yeah, I just I'm in all this businesses in Arlington. I've been here since 2001, and I found the Mission Arlington, and I really liked what they're about. Tilly Bergen is like super awesome. She's like 90 something years old. She still works every day.
Wow.
Yeah, she works every day. She's always helping out, and I'm like, man, like, you see all the community coming together at the Mission, to help other people, and it's just, I was like, I want to be a part of that. So every year we'll do a Thanksgiving food drive, and we'll get all kind of canned goods, people to bring them in, and then I'll go by. My dad and my niece will help me go get turkeys. Lately, Costco and Sam's would give me a hard time about that, because we take all the turkeys, right? We'll just clean out all the coolers full of the turkeys, because we leave with like 2 or 3 baskets full of turkeys. So then lately we've been going to Walmart for the last 2 years, and we've been snatching up all their turkeys, and we'll go deliver that, and then help other people have a better Thanksgiving, and then right after that we'll start the toy drive, start collecting a bunch of toys from all the students, and then my dad and my niece will go to Walmart, fill up like 3 baskets full of toys for boys and girls, load up the trucks, and then go drop everything off, so that people can have a nicer Christmas morning, and so you don't know where those are going, who those are helping, whatever. You just know that it's going to put a lot of smile on people's faces, and that's what I want to show also my students. So maybe if they haven't been a part of that, they can do that. They can start trying to do something like that, or maybe get their families involved. What I mean? So.
And that's amazing, because we do toy drives too. We've been talking about that, because what we do with the toys, we give them to children that have cancer at the hospital, and then they share them with their children and the family, just because I'm a cancer survivor. But let us bring Trish. She's our guest online, and she's gonna be coming online also.
Hi.
¿Qué dices, Jacqueline? Que mine es que 16. Que tu hijo tiene 16. Okay. Hello, Trish. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Look at you. I am so delighted that you're here joining us. Tell us where you're coming from.
I am tuning in from the Sunshine State. So I'm here in the East Coast part of Florida. For those that don't really know the state that well, very close to Cocoa Beach. So that's the famous one.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Can you see me?
I can see you, and then my face came up, and I was very close up, so it startled me for a second.
Yeah, I'm kind of trying to. I'm going to look at the camera right here. Well, Trish Pearson is the author of Shift Your Narrative in 28 Days. I'm the publisher of that journal, so thank you for trusting me with that, Trish. Yay! She talks about a journey of self-discovery through the power of reflection. She is a published poet and Variety International Library Poets Anthology, as well as a recent winner of Stage 32 second annual TV drama pilot script competition. Trish holds advanced degrees in both education, creative writing, and she is currently teaches creative hopefuls at Full Sail University and LA Film School. Yay for you. Congratulations, Trish. I am so happy that you're here. And also, we want to take this moment to celebrate with all the women around the world. It's International Women's Month, and I want to congratulate you for being here on the show, and specifically celebrate you for all your accomplishments as a female and a woman, because it is sometimes a struggle, and I can say that because I've encountered some circumstances and struggles with me being a female in a leadership role. So congratulations, Trish.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm so honored, and it's been such a cool journey. So I wanna express my gratitude for you. We met probably a year ago, and it just started snowballing into this magnificent friendship and professional relationship. And I just thank you for all of your help and support. I was tuning in before. What an awesome thing you guys are doing for the community. I think that's such a beautiful thing, especially around the holidays and people that are less fortunate. So thank you for what you do.
Thank you, Trish. And we'll meet Mr. Alvarez, Danny Alvarez. He's Coach Alvarez, and he's done a lot of great work in the community, and he's worked with my children for a long time. So I'm delighted with that. Now, Trish, tell us, like, what struggles that you have in your life, because this is Profit from Your Stories on Radio Metroplex. And tell us, what did you struggle with, or what type of chaos did you have in life that made you who you are today, or helped you take that leap of faith?
I think it comes from just not growing up with a lot of money and coming. Born and raised in New York, and just being on the cusp of just surviving. And thank God my parents. I came from divorced parents, but both in the picture. And just learning how to survive at a very young age, and just knowing that not to be afraid of hard work. I'm still working very hard and doing what I can, and I see that in my students, and I see that many of them have those issues and struggles, and I'm just so happy to share those stories with them and let them know they're not alone. You can do it. Whatever you put your mind to, if you have a dream, there's someone out there that can have that dream with you and discover that dream with you. And when you put your mind to it, you can absolutely do it.
Absolutely. Now, you and I were working on Shift Your Narrative, and we published that journal. Do you have it with you?
Yes, I actually.
You have it, so you can lift it to the camera. Your journal.
Yeah. Good job.
You see it, the beautiful blue butterfly.
There it is. Yay. It's beautiful, guys. You have to go and get it on Amazon. I mean, and tell us, why should people get this journal? How is it going to help them?
Well, it's kind of amazing, because when you're an educator, sometimes you don't feel like people are hearing you, or the words you say are being absorbed until someone says it back to you, and that still blows my mind. So going through, I'll be an educator for almost 20 years now, which is, oh my God, I'm dating myself. But I've always believed in the power of reflection, and I always told my students that that's like the main part of growth. We can get all caught up in the going through the motions and doing what we have to do, sometimes we have to stop and look back and really celebrate what we just accomplished.
Right.
And I don't listen to myself. So I went through this whole thing and you know, hearing that feedback from students, and I'm like, you know what? I don't take my own advice. I don't take time to just step outside and reflect. And I went through that process myself and just grew so much mentally. Physically, I was able to heal everything, and I wanted to share that process with them. I wanted to give that back, circle back, and share that process. So Shift Your Narrative in 28 Days is like my invitation for you to take ownership and power of discovering who you are through reflection.
Absolutely. And then you have three videos online. What is it? A 3 online video series.
Yes.
Video, and it's absolutely free. So you can probably put the link there so that people can go and get it, and then you can share your Amazon link, or not link, but the image, so people can go and get it on Amazon. But Mr. Alvarez, or Coach Alvarez, I keep wanting to call him Mr., but he's Coach Alvarez. He was saying that we need to bet on ourselves so that we can take that leap of faith and reach our highest goals that we want to accomplish in life. So what would you tell people?
To reach their goals is believe in yourself. Believe that you have the power to do it, because there can be a room full of us, Coach Alvarez, Dr. B, Miss P, as they call me. We can believe in you as much as we want, but you have to believe in you. If you don't believe in you, nothing anybody is going to say on the outside is going to change your mind. You have to change your mind. So the individual has to do the work in order to receive those messages. And once you're ready to receive, then Dr. B, Coach Alvarez, Miss P could say those praises and give that feedback, and they absorb it all because they believe in it. They believe in their heart and hearts that they can do it. And those words are true.
Mm-hmm. I love it. I love it that you have to believe in yourself and you have to bet on yourself. Now, where can they find you, Mr. Alvarez? Like, tell them on social media, where can they go? And then
everything's I try to keep it pretty simple. It's just Alvarez BJJ. So Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. It's all the same tag.
¿Puede promocionar su academia?
Yeah, again, can you say your academy again?
Alvarez Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. The website's alvarezbjj.com, but all the social sites are just Alvarez BJJ. Yeah.
So it's Alvarez BJJ, it's BJJ, okay? For those of you that are listening in Spanish and you're having a little problems with translation. Trish, where can people find you in your social media?
Same Instagram, Facebook, Trish Pearson. It's very easy, just like you, Coach Alvarez, where it kept the simple and consistent. And my goodness, do I want to fly to Texas to take your class?
You have to, yeah.
Great.
It's going to be great. So whenever you come down, I'll take you to his gym so you can see it and meet him in person.
I love it. Kick my butt, please.
And then I think he has free classes, right? So you can try our free
everyone
class.
tries it out for free because you know you might not like it, so then but it's come in.
What is it? 30 days, 1 day?
It's just 30 days. So we ask people to come in a couple of times a week to give us a chance to show you that what we can do for you. And there's no credit card, no nothing until you want to sign up. It's absolutely free. Absolutely going to get a great workout, great sweat, meet some great people, and it's just really hard not to like it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, my son, the first and the second son, my youngest, when he joined, he didn't like it. He was getting beat up. He was sweating. He's like, no, I'm not going. I'm not going to do that. But eventually, like this is his passion. He loves it.
Yeah.
So try it out for free. You know, los papás que están viendo, si quieren tratar jiu-jitsu por gratis por 30 días, vayan con Mr. Alvarez. Aquí en este texto digan dónde, conéctense con él porque aquí va a estar. So if you want to connect with Coach Alvarez, you could do it through this video. And then if you want to connect with Trish Pearson, like you should, because she has her 28 days, Shift Your Narrative. It's a it's an online 3 video series, and it's absolutely free. So you need to get it. Also.
And I also have the community. So I have my own Facebook page, and then I have the Shift Your Narrative or the Narrative Shifter on Facebook. And that's a community of people that have gone through the process, and I post things every day to promote positivity and self-love and just what lights all of us up together. And you need community. You need people to be in it with you so you don't feel alone.
Right. Yeah. So tell us, what message do you want people to walk away with?
That the power is already yours.
Oh my goodness, I love it. The power is already yours. Beautiful. Before I go to him, I just want to say that if you want to advertise anything in our show, you need to contact us. If you want to sponsor, we're looking for sponsors because we want to make a difference. And if you want to publish your book, then this is your chance. I pull that book out of you so that you could either write a journal, a notebook, or a book, whatever you desire. Just like Trish did. My sons are authors too. And next time I'm going to bring my books so you can see them. But what message do you want people to walk away with?
I would kind of just feed off of go off like what she just said. Like, it's very important that one of the things I tell my students all the time, because I hear it on the mat all the time, is negative self-talk. Mm-hmm. Like, I cannot stand that. Like, I correct it right away. Like, students, grown people will just praise other people. Oh, you're so pretty, your hair, your eyelashes, this, that. But when it comes to them, it's negative, right? And then so that builds and that builds and that builds. And when it is time for you to go and shine and do something, that's part of the problem, right? Because you just don't give yourself that credit, that self-love back. People just say, they think, oh man, you're arrogant, you're conceited, you're this. Nah, man, you're just never gonna hear me put myself down. You're never hear me talk bad about myself. You know what I mean? I'm always gonna talk myself up. Because I got enough people out there trying to put me down, right? I mean, I got haters out there that want to see me lose. Exactly. I don't want to do it on a daily basis and feed that to my own self person. What I want to tell myself is that I can do it, that I'm gonna do it, and and a lot of it is to show other people, even though that shouldn't be like kind of thing, but for me it is, because everyone has their own motive, right? Like, it's like you had a lot of people that didn't believe in you or don't think you can do it or don't want you to do it. I'm gonna do it just because you don't think I can do it. You know what I mean? So it's you're never gonna hear me say bad things about myself, but I hear people say those things all the time, and I have to correct them. Grown people, not just the kids, right? But adults. Hey, watch how you talk about yourself, because that stuff you're gonna start believing that, and when it's time for you to go and do something, you're not gonna pull it out in you, because you beat yourself up for so many years. Like, it's not gonna happen. Right. Exactly. So we need to change the way we talk about ourselves, right? So
I think that's powerful. So kind of just be more aware of how you're talking about yourself, what you're saying, because your words are your power, right? Either you have the power or you don't. But for those of you that are going to be watching this as a replay, hey, tell us if you believe in yourself or if you're betting on yourself, and give us thumbs up, say, yeah, me, whatever you want, but make comments here, because the more comments we get, the more we're going to come out here and really motivate. My goal is to inspire, motivate people that are down, and we want to be able to bring them up. So we want to light that match even in the darkest moments, even if they see a small little light today from us, then we've made a difference. Now, my book, Dare to Be Me Through Cancer, just came out. The paperback is out. So go get it. Why? Because there's amazing authors that had some type of cancer, including me. My boys wrote a chapter on their experience with me through cancer. And what we're doing, we're going to donate some money to children that have cancer that are looking for organs to get surgeries. And we want to be able to raise funds for them. So help us buy the book because it is going to impact and make a big difference in children's lives. So Trish, I love you.
Yeah, I love you. Thank you so much for inviting me on, Coach Alvarez. It was such a pleasure to meet you. Keep doing what you're doing. I love what you said about almost being mad of people having that negative self-talk. And I've seen it in adults also. I teach college, and you'll be surprised that grown adults use that language. So I loved everything you said. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So we want to say hi to Diamantina, Jacqueline, Lourdes, and ¿quién's la otra? Amelia? Amelia. Oh, Amelia from Norway. Un abrazo y un beso para ti, amiga querida. She's from Norway, and she's an amazing friend and inspiration. I met her and went to Norway just to see her. So un abrazo, mi vida. So again, thank you, Trish. I love you, and I will connect with you very soon. Y a todos los que nos están viendo, voy a tener programas en inglés, en español, bilingüe. Así que sigan conectándose con nosotros el viernes que viene. Van a estar aquí gente, expertos en el baile. So we're going to have experts that know how to dance. So come and join us because we're going to do a little salsa and bachata here in the studio. So yay! Connect with us and stay tuned en Facturando Tu Historia on Radio Metroplex. ¿Cómo? La capital de sports, the capital of sports, events, and entertainment. Okay, I'm going to get it straight one day. Thank you, everybody. Kisses.
And you have so much fun.
Next time.
Next time, I'll get it right. Thank you, Trish. We'll stay connected. Bye.
Bye.
See. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and finish with Coach Alvarez. Thank you for coming. I'm going to drink a little bit. I really want to thank you for being here. It's such a delight. And I know Super Cowboy is also here, and he does toy drive. Maybe the more we come together from different, I told Super Cowboy and then you and other people that do toy drives, maybe together we can create a bigger force and then give it in a bigger way to more children. So maybe, and I'll introduce him to you. He also has a show here. So,
¿Qué le dice a los niños del bullying? Si tiene algún mensaje
do you have a message for children that are being bullied?
Yeah, tell someone. I think one of the things that the parents come and tell me the most is like they didn't know that their kids were being bullied. I mean, you can kind of see it, their body language changes and stuff like that. And you can't walk around like that, feeling inferior to other people. It's very important that if you're getting bullied out there, you need to let someone know. And then you got to learn how to take care of yourself, in a manner to where like you're not going to get in trouble for it. Like what we do is we're not promoting like just because we teach you how to defend yourself to like go use it, right? To misuse it. But it's there if you need it, because no one should ever put their hands on you. No one should ever physically touch you like that, and try to hurt you. And then, with that, all right, like they're just people looking to just feed off hurting other people, and you don't want to be a victim of that or continue to be a victim of that. So you need to let people know what it is, what's going on. And unfortunately, the school system don't do a lot about that. There's so much of it going on, and they just don't really take it. They take it serious, but that's only after the fact. They should
Right.
nip it in the bud right when it happens. And like for me in my kids program, one kid says something to the other, that's not helpful, that's disrespectful, that's not what we're about. You correct that to when you're sorry, you have to shake hands, with team, this, that, but not everyone's trying to be on your team too. So it's one of those things where, it needs to be, you can't keep that inside.
Right.
You need to let someone know like what's going on. So you need to think through the situation.
Right. So if you're a parent and you have children, like just pay attention to sometimes they don't eat, they get depressed, they don't sleep. So those are some red flags when a child is being bullied. And if you want them doing some type of program, doing Alvarez Jiu-Jitsu, and it is in Arlington. So go ahead and find him. So
Yeah, I would say a lot of the times some parents will come in, they're preparing their kids, kid to be booked. So come in jujitsu, and some of the parents, most of them, bring their kids to us after they've been bullied. You know what I mean? After they've already gone through, I don't want to go to school. They want to be in the room. They don't want to be socializing. It's already taken effect. Now when they bring them to us, now I have to get all these kids out there, all these other people, shell. So then we got to pull them out of that. And it's just something I feel like all kids should know jujitsu. It's just an absolute must. And then when you're at work or wherever you're at, you should feel confident. Okay, not worried that I wonder what's wrong. Or if something's happening to my kid, while I'm at work, because you can't follow around everywhere, right? At some point they're going to be by themselves, So, I mean, that's why I have to, I just didn't want to have to deal with the thought in the back of my head, what if she gets picked on and she gets beat up? I'm like, well, I want her to be able to protect herself. So I made her do it. She didn't want to do it. She didn't want to do it.
Sweetheart, hace también jiu-jitsu. His daughter is doing jiu-jitsu, and she's an amazing. I'm to the interview with my grandson. So, but I really want to thank you for coming. I know that it's time off from what you were doing and you're really busy, but I think it's important to share
Yeah.
to inspire and motivate.
Yeah, no, that's what my program is about. It's just not just jiu-jitsu. People think I want to learn for self-defense. You'll get that at other places, but what you're going to get is all this other stuff that we were just talking about. This is what I talk about here on the show. So some people come in and they're like, I didn't come in for all that. Like, doesn't matter. It's what you're going to get. You're going to get daily doses of this stuff. Just positive reinforcement. Care yourself better and treat yourself better physically and mentally, right? And so that's what they're going to get.
And then you have your talk show too, right?
Yeah,
every morning.
Yeah, I do a coffee with coach. That's what I call it. It was that came about. There's other black belts out there that respect each other a lot. Trash talking. We trash talk on basketball courts, football fields, those kind of things. But then I'm supposed to teach you respect, and so I believe in that. So I just started doing a coffee with coach where I started putting out positive messages versus like just putting stuff down and talking bad about another black belt in the area. It's not what I want the students to see, hear, or do, right? Like George and Diego, they get their own place. Hopefully they follow suit and produce more positive kids and teens and adults, and they call it more positive things versus something like trash talking is a negative thing. Putting someone else down because for whatever reason it's a negative thing. So the coffee with coach episodes came about because of that. So I hear something, I read something, and I need to spread it. And I get a lot of good feedback from it. It doesn't go viral as much as something negative, right? Like it's something negative, something bad,
it goes viral,
but something it makes it's like a bottle that's out floating around somewhere. It'll get to the
It'll
right.
Get there.
Get to the
Okay, exactly. So Thank you. So we just want to thank everybody for joining us Estructurando tu Historia en Radio Metroflex. So, gracias y nos vemos el viernes que entra. We'll see you next Monday at 5 p.m. Central.
Thanks for tuning in to PowerTalk Productions with Dr. B. We hope today's episode inspires you to elevate your business and life. Want more visibility and impact? Advertise your business on our show. We're also looking for guests to share their stories and expertise. For sponsorships or interviews, contact us directly. Let's shine together and make a lasting impact. Thanks for connecting with Dr. B, the ultimate legacy builder. Until next time, dare to be you. Step into your greatness and leave a lasting legacy.